now.
Our top story this morning, a shooting leaves one man dead in New Haven. We'll bring you the details, plus reaction from neighbors. And we have new details on an armed standoff that took place in the town of Cheshire Friday night between police and a gunman. And the final round of the Travelers Championship in full swing over at TPC River Highlands in Cromwell. Straight ahead, a first-hand look at the charitable impact the championship has for one of the many local nonprofits here in Connecticut. But as you're starting out on your Sunday, we're taking a live look across the state. A bit of a foggy, hazy, rainy start of the week. Good Sunday morning, everyone. Thanks for choosing to wake up with us here this morning. I'm Ben Goldman. The fourth and final round of the Travelers Championship set to kick off in just a bit. If you're planning to head out to catch that final round action, you probably have some questions about your forecast. Meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli is standing by, hopefully with some answers. Good morning, Rach.
Good morning. Yeah, today is actually going to be way better than yesterday. There was rain out there. We don't have to worry about that today, but it will be humid. And then in the evening, we could see some thunderstorms out there. And I'll talk about all of that in detail in just a minute. But your current temperatures, we're starting out in the 60s, 60 in Hartford, 61 in Chester, by the shoreline, 62 in New Haven, and 64 in Bridgeport right now. And the dew points, so I wanted to talk about the dew points because these are going to get much higher today. It's going to be very humid. Dew points are a measure of the moisture that's in the air. Right now, we're not too bad, but once you start seeing these numbers creep up past around 62, 63, that's when you're really going to start to feel the humidity. And as Ben mentioned, we do have some visibility issues and some fog out there right now. In Litchfield, about a 2-mile visibility, 0.2, less than a half-mile visibility in Monroe. So just take it slow if you're headed out there right now. But satellite and radar just showing that there are overall no rain, just some clouds out there. So we'll start with some clouds to start. And then by 2 o'clock, we could see some rain enter the picture and maybe even some peaks of sunshine. So that's the good news. And then by right around 7, 8 o'clock, a nice line of thunderstorms starts to move in our area. And we could hear a rumble of thunder, some heavy downpours associated with that. Nothing severe, though, so that's good. And then by Monday, 1 a.m., we are clear and we are dry for Monday. So for today, our high temperature 81 in Hartford, 78 in New Haven, with a south wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour. I'll have the full 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit. Ben?
All right, Rachel, thanks. We do begin this morning with a tragic story out of the Elm City of New Haven this morning. A man has died as a result of a shooting that took place yesterday afternoon. Fox 61's Nia Ham was out at the scene and brings us details.
Caution tape still hangs outside of 128 Henry Street in New Haven, the scene of a midday murder.
I stay in when it gets dark, because I'm afraid.
New Haven police called here just before 12:30 p.m. for a reported assault, according to a department spokesman. Upon arrival, officers finding a 23-year-old man with a gunshot wound to the chest. Leonard lives right around the corner and says crime in the neighborhood is getting worse.
It's like a war zone, especially for kids. You know, I wouldn't raise no kids around this area.
The victim rushed to Yale New Haven Hospital around 1 p.m. where he was pronounced dead. Leonard says this is only one of several violent crimes to happen in the neighborhood in recent months, including another shooting at this house a few months ago. Kwame Che says he knew the victim.
If I see that, I just say hi. Yeah.
And he says hi back?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say he was a nice person?
Yeah. Those people living there, they're nice people.
And unlike Leonard, he doesn't think the neighborhood has a crime problem.
I can walk back and forth 24/7. Yeah, so I was surprised to see or hear that someone was killed.
It's just a shame. It's a shame how the neighborhood going down.
And now New Haven police are asking anyone with information about this shooting to contact them immediately. They say calls can remain anonymous. For now, reporting here in New Haven, Nia Ham, Fox 61 News.
All right, Nia, thank you. Another shooting to tell you about this morning. Fox 61 was first on the scene of this shooting in Hartford. Police responded just before 10 a.m. yesterday to Norwood Street, which is just north of Colt Park in the city's south end. When police arrived, they found a man on the sidewalk shot in the head. He unfortunately was pronounced dead at Hartford Hospital just about a half hour later. Still no word on his identity, but police say the shooting seems to have been targeted and not random. A man is in stable condition this morning after being stabbed last night in Vernon. Fox 61 also first on the scene of this incident that happened just before 10 o'clock on Prospect Street. Police say the victim is in his early 40s and had to be airlifted to St. Francis Hospital with multiple stab wounds. So far, no arrests have been made. Fox 61 also first on the scene of a tense scene between police and a shooter in Cheshire Friday night. Police saying a 29-year-old is in custody following the standoff that all happened on Fairway Drive. They say at one point the suspect barricaded himself inside and fired at police officers. As far as we know right now, none of the officers were injured. According to police, at least one Cheshire officer fired his weapon, hitting the suspect. He was taken to a local hospital. His condition at this time is still unknown. Witnesses in that area describe the chaos that ensued.
It was a single 9mm shot and about maybe 10 or 12 .223 rounds that went off.
You just heard the cops screaming at someone. Couldn't make out what they were saying, but you can clearly yell they were screaming, and then about 10 shots fired after that.
No word on the suspect's identity or the names of the officers involved as of this morning. Well, a second person is in custody in connection with a crash that killed both a teen and a pregnant mother in Shelton back in April. 19-year-old Lawrence Carter of Bridgeport turned himself into police on Friday. He's facing several charges, including first-degree manslaughter and illegal highway racing. Last week, 19-year-old Abdulaziz Yuldashev was also arrested in connection with the crash. Well, we do want to let you know there's going to be no DMV services at the AAA location in Manchester as the building undergoes construction. Services will resume Tuesday, June 25th. DMV services, if you need them, are still available at other locations, including West Hartford, Enfield, Old Saybrook, and Waterford. Well, happening today, the annual Wooden Boat Show is taking place over at the Mystic Seaport this weekend. You can see more than 100 traditional and classic boats. You can learn new skills at the demonstrations and workshops given out throughout the weekend. If you want to attend, tickets are $26 for adults, $17 for kids. And we do want to let you know, today is the last day of that event. It goes from 9 a.m. this morning until 5. Love that music. Also happening today, the 4th round of the Travelers Championship will be kicking off. Travelers is committed to supporting local charities here in Connecticut, with 100% of the net proceeds from the tournament all being donated. One of the charities Travelers is dedicated to is the Lustgarten Foundation and the 18-hole stroll. Their founder and organizer, 22-year-old Brittany Vose, was on our show last weekend, and this morning, Fox 61's Taylor DiCello is out at her event live at the TPC River Highlands. Good morning, Taylor.